on chapter 5. So chapter 5 is about the influences. So that means it says the people you surround yourself with, the information you consume, and the environment you live in all have a profound impact on your life. And he says that if you want to achieve great things, you need to be intentional about the influences in your life. Okay. And the third point he talks about in the chapter 5 in the influences is that to choose to be around positive people who will support your dream. That means the association he talks about as well. That's very much the case when we talk about even in the business as well. If you are in your own business, so always surround yourself with people who can mentor you, coach you, or people who you can get influenced by. Now, next thing he talks about is read books and articles that will challenge and inspire you. That's again an extremely important bit of changing our thought process. So these are the books you read, the people you associate with. Though these two factors, changes our destiny. So creating an environment that is conducive to success is, another important bit. And beware of the negative influences in your life and take steps to eliminate them. Okay. So now we discussed about the cues. That means the environment that is conducive to success. It talks about the cues. That means when you see things around you, what you hear, what you see, this should be always positive. Okay. And so I was just with someone yesterday, and that's a good idea I got so they have this uh, you know Alexa, that app. A lot of people have been using it. But Alexa, what they have set up is for affirmation. So a certain time of each day, so the Alexa switches on, and it runs through the affirmation. It says positive things, and that boosts their kind of energy. Okay. Because sometimes you forget that, okay, I need to do my self talk, I need to do my affirmations. So yeah, that's there. It's a good clue is to get Alexa for your affirmation, like any inspirational person's quotation it can read for you. So that really helps. And so again, it talks about the pay attention to the input you are feeding your mind with. Be mindful of the people you spend your time with. Create a positive environment for yourself, and eliminate negative influences from your life. Okay. So that is these are the points which are extremely important. And the chapter ends with a quote from Jim Rohn, which says that you are the sum of 5 people you spend the most of your time with. Okay. Jim Rohn, those of you who do not know, Jim Rohn is a very very famous public speaker, inspirational kind of coach, or inspirational speaker as well. He's very well known. I mean, he still is. He's no more, passed away. But you will find a lot of Jim Rohn's speeches as well. It's still on YouTube. So what this means is that people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on your thoughts, behaviors, and ultimately your results. If you want to achieve great things, you need to be intentional about people you spend your time with. Okay. So now let's move on to chapter 6. Chapter 6 talks about acceleration. Okay. So that means influences is extremely important, which covers on chapter 5. uh, but chapter 6 is about acceleration. What is acceleration is, your kind of momentum, okay, increased momentum or growth is acceleration, and deceleration is the decrease in momentum, and deceleration. Okay, so the compound effect, acceleration is a compound effect, is the principle of reaping huge rewards from a series of small smart choices. Okay, so to accelerate your results, you need to find the line of expectation and exceed it. So let's reflect on that. The compound effect is the principle of reaping huge rewards from a series of small little choices, as you all know or we have already discussed about it. But the acceleration, to accelerate your result, okay, so that means to get to your destination or your goal faster, you need to find what, the line of expectation, and then exceed it. So that means what I expect from me, out of me, that is my line of expectation. I need to exceed that. Okay, so that is called the line of expectations. When you exceed your line of expectation, when I expect from myself more, then that leads to accelerated results. Okay, now, this means going further by pushing yourself a little harder, lasting a little longer, preparing a little better, and delivering a little bit more than what is expected of you. Okay, so that is that small little, more than um, what you always thought that you are capable of, or you have set yourself a goal for. So that leads to acceleration. Okay, and it says that you also need to be aware of the moments of truth in your life. So what are these moments of truth in your life? These are the times when you are faced with a choice that will either help you or hinder you on your journey to success. Okay, so that means this is kind of a fork, or a crossroads. Okay, where you are faced with a choice that either your choice what you make will either help you in your journey towards success, or hinder you on your journey, or it will stop you, or it will lead you to a deceleration. Okay, so then it says that you have to be aware of your moment of truth. The compound effect is a powerful force, but it only works if you are consistent. Okay, so because the kind of compound effect is powerful, but what the author says as well, for most people who do not reap the rewards of compound effect, is as a result of them quitting, because you don't see the result. Your either you have a huge expectation, or you think that the results will be much quicker, or your expectation that it will you will get the results much faster. But the compound effect, as the name suggests or we have discussed, is they are small things you do on a consistent basis. Okay, when you do small things, you can't expect humongous results. Okay, so that means that is where it happens, that small things. But the second thing is extremely important, is consistently. Doesn't matter, you don't get the, let's say today you eat healthy and you want to cut down your weight, and today you eat healthy, or tomorrow you couple of days you have healthy food, or today you had ate healthy, tomorrow you exercised, and third day you expect that you will cut down your weight. That is not possible. Okay, so that means when consistently, day after day, hour after hour, so that means when you do things consistently over a period of time, then you will see the result. Okay, anything positive or negative. It talks about any bad habits as well. When you develop any bad habits, so these bad habits do not develop right away. Okay, so once you try it, and then second and third, and then it become bad habits and becomes habit. That means you start to do it yourself, without even thinking about it. Okay, so just picking up a cigarette and smoking, probably you don't have to think if you are already addicted to it. Okay, that's bad. So if you have developed that habit over a period of time, you want to quit, and you feel like, okay, today I decide that I will quit and I won't smoke again. Okay, now you may face some failure. That means you may try and then you may face some failure, but you have to take care of things. So as the book suggests here, is what are the things? Okay, your environment. If you hang around with people who are smokers, what do you think then? You will be tempted to um, go for a smoke. Okay, so environment, and make it positive, make it conducive to your result, what you want to achieve. Okay, so here are some additional tips as well from this chapter. So he says that set realistic goals and break them down into smaller and more manageable steps. So that means bigger goals, our mind just you know looks at it and, okay, it's not possible. So that means you don't start to attempt it at all. But when you break it down to smaller goals, okay, which you see that, okay, I can do it. So for example, you set a goal that, okay, I want to create, let's say $100,000 of turnover in my business, this year or this month, whatever that is. So when you break it down, okay, that is the goal I have, the turnover. So what can I set a goal as my activity goal? So that means these are the this is there are two kinds of goals. Okay, activity goals are in my hand, but due to those activities, what the result, what I will get, that is not in my hand. So so that means the goal what you set is, yes, the result goal what you eventually want. However, you also want to set an activity goal after you have a first is the setting of the result goal, but you have to break it down to your smaller achievable goals and smaller achievable activity goals. So you have to bring it down to activity. Why activity? As I said, the activity is within our control, but the result is not within our control. But however, the law of sowing and reaping, the way it works is, whatever you sow, you will reap that. And the amount what you sow, you will reap more than what you sow. However, if in order for you to reap more, you have to take care of things, like you have to protect your seeds, you have to nurture, you have to water it. Exactly the same way, whatever we want to accomplish, whatever we want to have the goal for, okay, in order for me to achieve it, I have to make sure that I put that enough seeds and also nurture it, or I take care of things. Okay. So if you want to achieve great things in life, start making small changes. Okay. So don't be afraid. Okay. So we discussed about this setting realistic goals and breaking it down to smaller and more manageable goals, or manageable steps, rather than we discussed about activity goal and result goal. The next is track your progress so you can see how far you have come. That is also another extremely important step. Okay, tracking your progress so you can see how far you have come. Okay, so I read somewhere as well, whatever is measurable gets done. So what does that mean? Whatever I can measure, okay, so I will get that job done. So always it's very very important. Even I've seen that in work or in my job as well. So when we have to set some goals there as well. So it's one thing, or first thing we say that, okay, measurable. Okay, set your goals such that you can measure it. So track your progress so you can see how far you have come. That means when you can only track it when you have set a measurable goal. So that means you can count it. So when you measure means you can count it, you can measure it. So that is all boils down to mathematics. Okay. So that means if you set a goal that I want to um, own a private jet, well, you want to own a private jet, that's the result goal again. But if you bring it down at a activity goal level, then it has to be said that what activity I need to do today to accomplish that goal. Okay, and a short term basis, I have to bring it down to an activity level. And then what I need to do is to track it. So that means as today is gone, or let's say you set a goal for yesterday and yesterday is gone, so I would go back and see what happened. What did I do, or did I accomplish my goals of yesterday, the whatever the goals I set. Okay, but if I haven't set a goal, or I did not set a goal, what does that mean? So that means I did not set a goal, I didn't accomplish anything. So if I did not set any goal for yesterday, so that means how do I expect that in my I will reach to the result goal eventually? Okay, so that means anything to happen. Okay, so that means if whatever I want to accomplish in a year's time boils down to whatever I do. Years constitute of 12 months, and that means it depends on what do I do in each of those months, and cumulatively in 12 months. And months are 30 days or 31 days or 28 days. That means what I do in those days is important, and that's yesterday is just gone, or tomorrow do I have any goals? So that is what happens. The author says that most of the time, okay, we cannot, or I cannot blame myself, okay, I did not accomplish my goals because I did not set those small goals over a period of time. Okay, that means small goals on a daily activity goals I did not set. Okay, now let's move on to the next point, is tracking your progress so you can see. Okay, so that means not only you may set your goals, okay, and that is the future, but also you have to look at the past. That means how did I do in my past. So that means looking back and looking forward as well, both are extremely important. Tracking the progress, that will you learn things from there. You'll then fix those in your future goals, or whatever you want to accomplish in going forward. Now it says that celebrating your success no matter how small it is. Okay, that means when you look back and see that, okay, how far I have come, or what did I do, whatever small you have accomplished, okay, then you have to celebrate. Okay, so what happens here is the brain, the way our brain works, when you celebrate the success, our brain, not only our or human brain, it's we are all kind of just like any other animal. Our also brain instincts do it works like any other animal. What is that? So it's all of us, we do things, okay, either to gain pleasure or to get rid of pain. So pain and pleasure, okay, so these are the two factors who which play an important role. So track celebrating your success, okay, um, what happens is you are giving your brain or your nervous system or neurons a positive, okay, or you are rewarding it, okay. So that means you're celebrating your success. That means that's a reward time. What our mind seeks for? Okay, our mind seeks for pleasure, or it wants to stay away from pain. Okay, so when you celebrate, that's a pleasure mechanism. We are giving, you're enjoying, you're celebrating. So that is a, something positive. Okay, and so when you give it a pleasure, your mind registers it, and then it always in the background tries to do things which can gain you more that kind of a pleasure. So that means as it experiences your mind, do not consider, okay, I am my mind, okay, this is a machine, like the way it's programmed. So you just have to understand how its programming is done, so that our job becomes much easier. Okay, so you reward it. So that means you celebrate your success. Mind registers, okay, that's a success. I said, it feels good. And then in future, when you set a goal and accomplish it, what happens there is it it compounds. Okay, so that means you had a smaller success, now you get another success. So that means your brain becomes addictive now to get more and more success. And that is the reason why sometimes you feel people like, okay, how come that person is so crazily just persevering his dreams, and what inspires that person, so it's nothing, you see, nothing different between that person and you, or anybody else. What has happened there is that person is now gotten into addiction. Okay, just like you have addiction for bad things like smoking or alcohol, or other stuff, so bad things. But how about you get addicted for good things? And this is how you get your brain and mind addicted, when you celebrate your little successes. Okay, and how do you find your success? Is when you evaluate, when you set yourself a goal and accomplish that, and you reward yourself. The last thing it talks about is, don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. All of us, okay, we need help. Okay, so that's what I was reading somewhere, that when you are born, okay, had your parents were not there, okay, in every step of the way, even when you are starting to walk, okay, they help you to walk. So every step of the way, okay, there is some help, even though you feel like, okay, a lot of time feel like, okay, I can do it myself. But even the greatest entrepreneurs, greatest inventors, if you see, they had helps. Okay, they get inspired. I was listening or watching one video about the rivalry between Apple and Microsoft. And Apple always complained that Microsoft copied everything from them. But if you see, it's copied, yes, I also may agree. But in a way, okay, Bill Gates, to build a company like Microsoft is today, his inspiration for I would say, a copy or inspiration, whatever you say. But it was Apple. Okay, and that is super powerful, that when you are association, when you are looking at other people and what's happening and how the other people are doing, and you get inspired by them. Again, inspiration doesn't necessarily mean you need to copy, but that's what happens most of the time, isn't it? When your inspiration is a person, you try to emulate them. Okay, and that emulation sometimes becomes a copy. Okay, and sometimes you'll see that you, if you hang around with someone, you around with your business coach, or you have a coach, personal coach, and you start to behave like that person. Okay, so that's nothing wrong, but that's not how it happens. So asking help is always says that, okay, everyone needs help. And it's always better to have a mentor. Okay, why? Is because all of us have you know good qualities and bad qualities as well. Okay, now as long as we understand that, okay, we have bad qualities, but we need someone to that's called a blind spot. That means I have it, I don't know about it. Okay, I need somebody else to to let me know. So that means blind spots while you're driving, you just have to peek over your shoulder to see your blind spot. So that means you have to look back. Okay, so you cannot be just looking forward and see your blind spot. What does that mean? Is you have to reflect. You have to reflect back, and you have to you need to notice your blind spot. Probably you need special some devices um, on your car. So exactly the same way, you all of us have the blind spots, and you will it says that take help, get a mentor, and associate with people who can help you, and then you will start to grow as a better and better person. And the last but not the least, it takes about most important, never give up on your dreams. Okay, dreams and goals are extremely important for all of us. So not to give up on our dreams and goals, because it will come, may not be as quicker and faster as we wanted, but eventually. Okay, so the last we'll discuss about some of the examples the author says about how do you get your accelerated results using compound effect. So it says that if you want to lose weight, what do you need to do? Start making small changes to your diet and exercise routine. If you want to make more money, start finding ways to increase your productivity. Okay, if you want to improve your relationship, start being more mindful of your actions, what you do. Okay, so no matter what your goals are, the compound effect can help you to achieve them. Just remember to be consistent and never give up. All right, so it's a powerful book, guys. So all of us will read to reflect on it, and we'll be covering chapter 7, I think. If I'm not wrong, there are how many chapters? There are 10 chapters. Okay, so we are right at chapter number 7, or we'll go discuss chapter number 7 tomorrow. But yeah, another 3 more chapters left. All right, guys, be